Work in progress on the offensive line. We show some flashes. Consistency is what we're striving for.
You guys are pretty beat up, it seems. Just kind of how's it been working through that, and trying to get guys back up to speed with week 1 approaching?
Got to get them up to speed. So whoever's ready, we got to get them ready, and that's my job. So, we got a guy Ryan Berger in at left guard right now. He flashes at times. He's got to get more consistent too. I think Bam's had a good camp. Van Wells, our center. I think Nathan Elu has had a good camp. He's been consistent. Love his smart and toughness. Right tackle, Ty Morano's back. He's getting reps there. He's growing as it. He's got a lot of rust. He hasn't played in a couple of years. So.
When you say a work in progress, just for this group as a whole, what's sticking right now that you're seeing positive, and where do you feel like is the biggest growth that they need to address?
Well, to me, like a great thing for us is what we see every day in Coach Bray's defense. We're seeing everything. We're seeing even front. We're seeing odd front. We're seeing bare front. We're seeing tons of pressure. So being alert to grow off all that stuff, I think, is really good. So there's the progress. You know what I mean?
Coach Gunderson earlier last week spoke a lot about how important it is getting Van back as the O-line coach. What is it like, having a leader, veteran presence?
It's been great with Van. I like I said, I love. He's smart. He's detailed. He's a good technician. He's a physical guy. So that's a big difference from the spring to now.
Just talking more about the difference between the spring until now. When you took over this group, you kind of knew what you were getting yourself into. What do you think has been the biggest growth since the spring now to into the second week of fall camp?
I really think they're buying into the technique that we're working on. So that to me is huge, and we're really working hard on that. I always like to say it's not what they do, it's what you do. You know what I mean? So mastering your technique, whether it's a run block or pass block, mastering the scheme, all that stuff. So the growth, I think, I've seen guys get better because of buying into technique.
When you got guys that are banged up and other people having to fill in, you'd rather have those people be healthy and have everyone on step. But do you look at this opportunity as a growth opportunity for some of those that are getting filled in, to where now they have a little bit more experience when they may have to fill in come the season when guys
100%. You know what I mean? To me, I've always been a guy that, you can't just say, hey, I'm a right tackle. You got to be able to play left tackle. Or if I'm a left guard, I got to be able to play right guard. I have seen a lot of growth from spring to now. So there are flashes. But I always like to say I want to be consistently good, not occasionally great. You know what I mean? And that's what it's all about up front, being consistent.
As you start to kind of develop an offense, what is the conversations and connection like between the running backs and the offensive line, and how do you feel like that connection is coming?
Communication, I think, is huge. I think we're way better than we were in the springtime. I think everybody's locked into that, but I've seen growth there too, so that's big.
Tyler Holton, a guy working his way back, but can you just say about him, his presence, his personality?
Big presence. Another guy, like, he's a leader. He knows how to act in a meeting room, how to work, how to take notes. He's a vocal guy, which is a rare thing today. A lot of people don't like to call guys out, but I love what he does, so I like him a lot.
I think he's old school in that way.
He's old school.
Yeah.
At what point do you need to have a five start working together and get familiar with each other? Even if it might not be the five for week 6, but you got to start getting a five together for week 1.
Right. 2 weeks before at least, you know what I mean? I would love to have the opportunity to have them already, but they're not, so
We've seen
at least 2 weeks.
Sorry, didn't mean to cut you off. We saw Will Larkin. He was a late add to the group. What have you seen out of him, and how do you kind of see him?
I think Will's getting better. He's growing. He's a smart guy. He's a physical guy. You just got to get to a level with the technique I'm teaching to really rise. So
How do you feel like you're relating to this group, and how
I think they're getting used to me.
They're getting used to you.
So, but I think it's been good. The kids have been positive. I think they kind of like an old school guy.
Sure.
I like to call it tough love.
What do you feel like the greatest strength right now you're seeing from this group is at this point?
I think they're coming together. That's the big thing, you know what I mean? Like I said, I just see a lot of flashes, so we got to get consistent.
We've talked to a number of players over the last couple of weeks, and they just keep bringing up what Malik means to the team. When you have a guy back there that guys believe in, what does that do for the offensive line to have a guy that, this is our guy, this is who we're blocking?
Well, I think it's huge. I look at Malik, I look at Hank. Today you saw freshmen running out there. That's good players. So we got good backs, we got good receivers. We got to get our stuff together. You know what I mean? And we got to be able to keep them upright, right?
How have they dealt with that expectation to kind of know that, you know, they are a group that has a little bit less experience, but a lot is
Right.
expected out of them?
I think they're taking that, you know, opportunity and freaking excited about it. You know what I mean? I mean, you got a great quarterback, so we got to do our job.
Anything else?
Thank you.